Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Galaxy Girls Creation 100 subscriber giveaway hop. And I am going to scrap lift this layout from Janet. And also, it's a punched out Thursday to die for with Kathy, Krista, Ronnie, Sue, Dorothy, myself, and Sonia. So I absolutely loved this layout that Janet had done. And so I'm going to take my new aqua pigments from Brutus Monroe. I just received them, and when I seen the green in her layout, I knew that I wanted to play. So I did prep my page by using some clear gesso, and then I'm just taking the little eyedropper and just dropping a whole bunch of this beautiful green onto the layout. Now, it isn't quite as dark as I wanted it to be when it dried, so I did go ahead, and you'll see that in a little bit. I add to it. But I just take my little sponge, cut it into a triangle, and just make a whole bunch of little swooshes on it. I do take my Vicky Bouton watercolor brush here, and I'm going to darken it up. Now this turns it kind of not green. It kind of turns it more of a aqua color. You'll see there, like a foresty green color, and I'm like, that's not the color I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and add some more aqua pigment onto it and get it mixed together. It's a process. Mixed media is a layering process. I tell you guys this all the time, and I have learned that by process of error. They usually call it process of elimination. I call it process of errors. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. I'm just going to, after I get all of my aqua pigments on there. I love the aqua pigments from Brutus Monroe. They are so beautiful. Anyway. And I'm just making this green swoosh like she has there. So as you can see, when it dried, I don't know if it was because I mixed the watercolor with the aqua pigment and they kind of muted it, or it was my gesso. I'm not real sure. I'm not 100% there, but I do just pull out my, I believe those were the Gambi. I don't know how to pronounce it really well. Watercolors. And I just fill up all, I just wet all of my little green palettes there, and I use my brush this time, and I'm just going to mix all of these greens lightly on top of what I already have down there. And this also does give the brushed look that Janet had in her layout. So when I get this on here and I dry, I'm just super happy with the layering that happened here. And as you can see, I'm not really applying a very thick layer onto that, just enough to brighten up the green a little bit, which is really what I was trying to do. And since it's still pretty wet on the aqua pigment side, it is pulling up some of that as well. We're going to get this nicely applied down. Now while I'm getting all this down, I do want to remind you that this is a 2 for today. So we are doing Janet, which is Galaxy Girl, and over on her YouTube channel, she hit 1,000 subscribers. So we are all celebrating her. And it's the Punched Out Thursday to die for. So down in the description box below, I will have all my friends that are playing along with the 1,000 subscriber hop for Janet's channel, which is Galaxy Girl Creations, and all my wonderful Punched Out Thursday friends that create every Thursday. So when you get done watching my video, please go give them some love and watch their videos and see what they came up with, and what they came up with for the Punched Out Thursday to die for, and what layout everyone else chose to scrap lift Janet on. Now, I did forget right here, I'm not going to lie to you guys, there was this little bitty spot over here that was supposed to have, that Janet had, and I did not create that the first time, so I'm just going to go ahead and add, since I already have all the Gambi watercolors there wet, I just go ahead and add it right there, and then I go ahead and do some splats. Now I do set this to the side and let it dry. And we're going to come in and we're going to use, I just love the bold colors that Janet had used on this. She used the bright greens, the yellows, and the blues. So I take my Tim Holtz Distress Crayon in the yellow, and I am just outlining, I'm just coloring like, you would with a Crayola. I'm just coloring all around the edges of my green mark. And to be fair, I'm not sure if this is how Janet did it or not. I was thinking you probably should have did a layer of yellow down first, and then if I would have put the green over it, I would have got the same effect, but alas, I did not. So I just go ahead and dip my finger into some water and I start smudging around all of the yellow. And because I'm impatient and didn't fully wait, I guess, for the watercolor to dry, or it's just reactivating again, it does start to mix in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a paintbrush instead of my finger, and I have more control with the paintbrush with not pulling out so much of the green. And all I'm doing is just watercoloring that out so that it doesn't look like a colored line around the green. And yes, at this point I was pretty scared. I was like, oh, I've ruined this. Like, it's a hot mess. But in the end, I'm absolutely loving it. So I do just go ahead and scribble some of that crayon onto my little mixed media mat there. I get it wet down. I'm going to bring my palette knife in just to squish down some of the chunks that were in there and get that all nicely mixed up. And then I'm going to do some yellow splatty bits. And you'll see right here, we're just going to go ahead and splat it around. And then the original layout had beautiful stars, which is why I knew I could really incorporate this one into my Punched Out Thursday. And so I grab out all of my star dies, and I'm going to die cut out a whole bunch of star shapes. But I want to use up this Bree's, I don't know, it's like magenta blue. And guys, this stuff is really old, okay? Like, I've had it for 5, 6, 7 years, and it is starting to dry up. Like, my little Nuvo rubber palette knife, it was not spreading it. Like, the stuff is drying up, and that is sad. So I get out a harder plastic one, and I am just going to, I do not prep this page or anything because I'm just going to fussy cut out of it, but not fussy cut, die cut. And I am just going to get all kinds of, I'm just going to grab, I basically use up, I think I use it up. There might be a little bit left in there of this magenta blue. And I'm going to fill the page with this texture paste. And I didn't even realize I had 2 sheets there. And I'm just getting a very, very thick layer. So I do have to let this dry for about 24 hours because it is like super, super heavy, but it is such a beautiful blue color. Oh, and I am able to, like, you know, once I get underneath that top layer, it is starting to be more creamy, but I use, like, I think I use it all up, if not pretty much most of it. And I'm just making sure to get a nice color, a nice thickness down. And I do like the way that I leave the lines and stuff in there. Now, I am scrapbooking today my milestones, so I was able to get a picture of when my channel hit 300, 400, and I missed 500 by one person, but I did get the email from YouTube to congratulate me on 500 subbies. So I am going to just go ahead and scrap lift these milestones, and I just went ahead and edited them down to 2x2 photos. And I stuck them together, and that's what I'm going to create my layout with. That's the 2 photos that I'm going to use in my layout. And I am just backing them on a Night of Navy Stampin' Up! Cardstock. And I leave a very thin border around them, and I'm just trimming it up. And I should have used my scissors, but I believe I had my cutter right there. So I just go ahead and trim it up that way. I also pull in some fun glitter paper. It's silver glitter paper. That's also from Stampin' Up! And there they are. I've got everything cut out. And I'm going to take my black pen because it looked like in the original layout that everything has been outlined. So I take my black Staedtler pen and I do several fussy outlines of all of the blue stars. And I do not make you watch me do all that. But I mean, I just do like random rough, like really, really rough lines. And I end up doing it to the 12x12 sheet as well. And I run off the page several times and mark my mat, which is why we use the paper underneath it. So you don't mark up your mat, but I didn't this time. So this is what happens. And she also, Janet also had like little bitty circles around some of her splatty bits. So I just went ahead and followed suit with the scrap lift and tried to create this to the best of my ability. I had a lot of fun creating this layout, and I really, really am so happy for Janet to hit 1,000 people, and I cannot tell her how wonderful it is. I just to be able to be friends with people that create like layouts like this that are like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. And Janet, you have been like so helpful to me with like the you know, hashtag oh my god, I forgot our sorority. Phi Beta Scrap Up. Oh, I totally forgot her. That's all right. And with all the Redefine Creative stuff and helping me learn how to do certain things, I really appreciate it. So I am so happy for you to hit 5,000. We will hit 5,000 soon enough, but for getting 1,000 subbies, that is super exciting and a very big milestone. I'm going to go ahead and take all of these die cut stars, and I get them all on the page, and I just layer them up into, you know, different areas. I run one off the top up there, and I really love the way that these turn out. And then I go ahead and stick some of these glitter stars in there, well, just to pop it up. Now I do use my liquid glue, you guys, because there's so much gesso and mixed media on all of this stuff that you really have to use the liquid glue to get it to stick and stay in place. So I have my pictures down and I have all my stars down. I do come back in and you'll see here I just kind of, in the places where I realized that I did not get any glue or it wasn't sticking, I just add more. Now I do have these cute little gems I believe I picked up at the dollar store. I believe that they are like gems for your nails. But I am going to scatter the yellow, blue, and green all around the page, and I use my cute little gem picker tool there that I got off of Amazon, and I'm just going to plop those down all around the page. Now don't worry, I do not make you watch me do all this stuff because, well, that would just be insane, right? So I will cut away shortly, and then I will have all of these gems down. And I just go ahead and do this first one on screen just a little bit here, just to kind of show you the process. I do use my sequin bowl. Right now it's my gem bowl. And I'm just popping all these in and out. And I just take my little liquid glue and just put a random array of glue dots everywhere and then, you know, fill in. I do have different sizes in there, so I'm going for like the large size. And there you go, they're all down. There will be close-ups at the end there. I do have these very, very fun lime green stickers or thickers. They're like epoxy word or letter stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and get those stuck on the page. I ended up with like 3 or 4 sets of these. I have no idea how that even happened. But I am just going to name this Milestone because it's Milestone. And I do pull those up and get those glued down with some liquid glue off screen. But as my video is quickly coming to an end, please, I want to remind you not to forget to go check out all the wonderful ladies playing along in Janet's 1,000 subby hop. Congratulations to you and all my friends from the Punched Out Thursday to Die For videos. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.